Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting, riveting, and amazing Propagandacast from your host, Imperial Dane, the one and only master Propagandacaster, like defender of the fatherland. Hopefully just one day away from a new monitor arriving. But we are off here in the northwest. We got Stephenn of Australia, fighting for freedom, democracy, liberty. Here with the United States 1st Infantry Division. We got double scouts here. Just in south it is Theodosios, the man, not the emperor. Here with the Deutsche USF Corps and straight into Italian infantry as he pushes ahead here with the 16th Panzer Division. And clinging to me is my kitty cat Basil. Nice jolly all time. So bikes, Panzer Pino, Theodosios, follow up with the 250 half-track rifle there for Stephenn, Australia.
Panzer Pioneers available.
But south bike is busy. So all quiet here. German forces slowly heading out.
What do you need?
All very cool. Of course, have to see what Theodosios does for the Italian infantry. Guastatori, maybe the light tanks. Howitzer, those seems very likely. A lot of people's very fond of that Italian howitzer. After they give it auto fire, isn't that right, Basil? He agrees.
250.
After setting out there, of course, the German army in Italy did make a fair use of Italian equipment. There's even, like, footage of, for example, German Fallschirmjägers operating, for example, an Italian anti-aircraft gun with a larger caliber. So, that's very much a thing. There you go. First shots fighting half track there, having crashed into some barbed wire. Find himself face to face with the Rapid, quickly backing off. Here, perhaps concerned Stephenn might always get grenades out. Probably not that quickly, but still, best to play it safely, obviously. Light support coming with Theodosios, fast taking it light. Looking at assault grenade rush, we'll have to see. Sender here, we got Panzer Pioneer busy. So only one might argue they certainly missed some opportunities like sneaking more Italian equipment with the German forces here. So, after the surrender of the Italians, the Germans made heavy use of it. Italy seems, kind of needed the German stuff elsewhere, so there's a lot of substitution with Italian equipment there for the German army in Italy after a certain point. Soldiers they'll make for Theodosios, the Sturm Grenadier. As they're trying to
territory sector has been claimed by the enemy.
fight me a bit here. Rather poking forwards, there you go. Says Stephenn, going for that cut-off point. We got the soldiers halfway down here. Rifle in there. Blasting away there with the M1 Garand. We got the infrastructure in there for Stephenn.
Supply lines are cut. Territory is isolated.
Well, skirmishing here so far seems got excellent aperture versus Theodosios, but there you go. Sturmgrenadier moving in there with MP40s, the machine gun Sturm 40. Closing in them rapidly, absolutely hosing there with heavy automatic fire. Panzer Pioneer have to get what I call a nice space of fire there. Got one route squad push back on, we'll have to withdraw here soon. Further south here, bike holding against the scouts, waiting for some Panzer Pioneer to provide the muscle to push through. And deal with it. East side here, half check versus the scouts. Panzer Pioneer running as well.
Territory sector lost.
We're engaged.
The scouts pushed off.
Unspooling wire. Flaps off.
More skirmishing, the assaulters obviously will need to get closer. And even then, though, the Ralph's got a full health and the assaulters has so little health. I don't think closing in the assaulters is going to do a lot if Theodosios' assault grenades except push them to an early grave. I think at this point, he will need to withdraw them here because at this point, they're just kind of not doing anything except feeding his opponent experience. Not much shown there. He does withdraw after losing another chap. Not much going on in the battle, but from Simple C, being a bit more of a pensive player, is waiting for the right time to strike with the battle of his own. Looking at the ones, advanced infantry, armor, heavy weapons are pretty much all equally viable here for Stephenn at this point, so we'll have to see what he ends up with. North Panzer Pioneer advancing slowly but steadily. The south, the larger push of Stephenn, swinging a lot of weight here towards the south, as Theodosios has been bleeding out so much up north. Here, the south is, of course, lightly guarded, so this is something here Stephenn, of course, catches on and immediately swatches Theodosios. Thumbs up there to Stephenn. Was a very strong tactician. And best agrees.
A munitions point is being taken from us!
Motor pool for Stephenn. Trying to further push the advantage. Theodosios flooding a lot of manpower. Definitely looking like either the light tanks here, the Guastatori, maybe even Rowena. Liking at the southern cutoff point here, Stephenn just riding higher than the current momentum he's gained here versus his opponent. Well done there with Stephenn. Some place a bit of a habit of playing, I think, a bit too passive and just thinking, well, I've got this part of the map, I don't need to push beyond it. But not Stephenn.
We must reconnect with them.
He is a true warrior.
A victory point is
So
being
charging in
taken
here.
from us.
Also off the captain. Cut off point there, almost soon saved from the Stalemate cannon.
A mechanized combat group awaits deployment.
There you go, grenade assault here, flinging out a lot of steel hand granatas. Closing in there, getting some of one of those. Apparently they might have used more the other anti-mass boost hand grenade, which just never really features in those games, is the Aya hand granata, which was a bit smaller, but sort of same to serve purpose, but just had less high explosives, so they would in fact just toss them and use like massive grenade assaults to get, you know, the same effect. Now, Coh3 and L640s, as expected, a big surge there from Theodosios. That is a big swing there. That's a big Italian equipment. Really committing heavily there. Great in there for Stephenn, the good old M8. L640 should have a shot at dealing with it. If Dixon's down to probably upgrade it. That certainly Theodosios will have to still play them smartly against the Greyhound. We do get armor for seemingly getting rapid production, and the immediate veterans one there. Thumbs up for that. Meanwhile, the L640s are hunting down the scouts. All the cannons there, the radar, 20mm just eating out there. And retreating scouts. There we go, the grounding up and armored side skirts, and 50 cal at the same time. Italian tanks quickly hightailing out of there. Panzerjäger summoned 4 people to Theodosios to help counter the Greyhound. Because the light tanks are doing some damage to it. Got one light tank here. Painful blow there to Theodosios. Or painful to the guys inside the light tank. But there you go, Panzerjägers out of Theodosios with their Panzerblitzer. Coh3 in the center, go Ralph's going into range here. The flamethrower is definitely something they've got a quick regret there. Be down to half health. Rifleman Greyhounds there pushing southwards.
Forces in friendly sectors shall be placed on high alert. Sound the alarm when
There
needed.
you go, light tank engaging. Of course, also
We're losing grasp of a victory
very
point.
much letting Theodosios Panzerjägers know where the Greyhound is. And there you go, going in after it. Might see a shot here by Theodosios, take it out. There we go.
Establish a connection.
The damage in here. Do we have stick bombs? No. This definitely means here that Theodosios has a very strong chance of taking off the Greyhound. No. Maybe still. Great light tank here. Going in here. Having a pretty good idea where Steven's going to move the Greyhound. He moves in on a predicted axis of advance. And last one active chance of finishing off there. 2 thumbs up there. Great work there by Theodosios. Painful blow there to Stephenn and Democracy. Watching horror as an Italian tank takes out his armored car. Cut off on this, he says, so even as like Theodosios did take out the Greyhound, Stephenn meanwhile has been expertly moving across the rest of the map and making some great progress there. Rolling up with my shoulder. Like he's deciding it's time to get
Our
down.
munitions point is being neutralized by
And
the enemy.
boogie! No, that's him. He must against him. Rough pimp being pursued by the Coh3, the double Lancia Fiamme flamethrowers there. And they're going to engage with the Greyhound, charging in the name of freedom and democracy, pushing away those Guastatori. Meanwhile, the English run up the ambulance, a true weapon of terror against the Americans.
Proximity alarm near our
We have
fuel
northern
point.
munitions point here. We see here Stephenn losing a bit more ground to Theodosios. as Theodosios now making a bit of a march here against Stephenn.
2.5-ton utility truck has
And there you go,
arrived.
ambulance ready, Panzer equipment being patched up. And we get the L640 getting repaired up. These would, in German servers, actually be used a lot for police servers and other such things.
We can lay traps on our territory to deny
I think
the
there were even
enemy
some
their
that actually fought in Normandy as part of a German Fallschirmjäger division. Fun fact there. It really again just highlights just, you know, as to what went on the very, very mixed logistical situation Germans were in.
We're losing grasp of a munitions point.
Which tends to get glossed over by a lot of such. Stephenn, though, not to be intimidated by this mighty Panzer, calls in an anti-tank gun to destroy it. Pushing in there, coming up from the Greyhound. I got the Germans. They got a Tiger tank. Are you sure he's a little bit too small? No, it's a Tiger tank. Might even be a King Tiger.
Enemy forces have
Now you
captured the
just
victory
make up
point.
stuff, Bob.
We have been given an L640 light panzer.
Wow, he actually commits to even more King
A victory
Tigers and
point is being taken
L640s.
from us.
Run! It's a King Tiger! It's 3 of them! No, it's not, Bob. Stop it!
The enemy has taken
Scaring
a
the
victory
green,
point.
guys. Further south, the Scots pushing forwards. BARs for Stephenn. Mines going off here, but tanks staying clear of it. Got anti-tank ready here, though, certainly. Utterly smashing apart the L640. Something Theodosios was not ready for. In the center, we got Panzer Pioneer here, was the Ralph squad. Grenade launcher there takes out some poor soul. Reach there to I think lined up. Great grenading that came up 346, 155. 22 to 16. 2 light Italian tanks down here now.
A combat group of L640 light tanks awaits deployment.
I wonder if he's going to keep calling that. Probably would like to see that another holy moly full wipe on the Panzerjägers. That is actually pretty good there for Stephenn. That was a great mine. Meanwhile, Theodosios there taking up their fire support elements. Might be a move here towards the Panzer Army Commander and then some actual Panzer 3s. Needs to get his other light tanks a bit more in order here. Upgrade with flamethrowers. I mean, at this point, I think
Our
it's
victory
probably the
point
right
has been
choice.
neutralized by the enemy.
I think he's got about as much out of them can versus the
complete.
grenade anyways.
Superior support weapons are
Gonna have
available.
the anti-tank
We
gun
have
out.
lost control of a victory point.
Repairs completed.
Go. Almost got both of the Italian tanks upgraded to flamethrower tanks. Now the south here, bike busy grabbing points. Bravo was the bike as well, and we got to push up the center. There you go. About to get scorched. The 2 flamethrower tanks are almost ready here. I think Stephenn basically is assuming that. He just quickly pulls back there. Probably thinking at some point they're going to upgrade to flamethrower tanks, at which point he does not want to be caught inside a building when that happens. I'd say that was some very good tactical common sense here by Stephenn against Theodosios. It proved to be
We
very
have
well
halfway
thought out.
support fuel.
Another
and
grounder
ready
for Stephenn
deployment.
is an interesting choice. You get another Panzer to go about here, Theodosios. In the center, Coh3 here pushing forwards. Got American forces scattering a bit in the face of the flamethrowers. Grand pushing forwards. Engineers also sneaking in south side here, though. Bit of a build up here by Theodosios. But do you think he's probably going to need to consider taking up here soon, getting some panzers going versus his opponent? Of course, versus 2 Greyhounds. 1 squad of Panzerjägers thing isn't going to be quite sufficient here with Theodosios versus Stephenn. I mean, if you lay down some Regal mines, he still has that option. I mean, that could be an option here for Theodosios versus Stephenn. But otherwise, I think, you know, he needs to start planning for something a bit bigger than L640s and anti-tank rifles. As for Stephenn, I imagine we're looking at a Shermanese here sort of being his end goal. Of course, the question is, where, what is the path to getting there? Also, we're going for the rifle in the center, charging with a M30 presses and flamethrowers.
We are losing grasp of a victory point.
And another rifle squad here for Stephenn.
Challenger up here.
There we go. Theodosios with the Panzer Army Commando, taking up the Panzers. Meanwhile, got the light tanks they need of some light repairs here. And a lot of his infantry need of some patching up. So that's going to be a bit of downtime here for the Theodosios infantry itself to allow Stephenn, I think, to use further push across the map here. Thumbs up. Using the ground to capture points. Excellent. Play there.
Survive. Territory isolated. Our resources are
Survival
stranded.
package here for Theodosios. Meanwhile, got
Our
Stephenn
victory
there
point
with
is
6
being
command
neutralized
points.
by the enemy. Enemy
50s
forces
moving
have
in here.
captured a
Light
victory
tanks
point.
flanking northwards. The Panzer gets pushed right towards the cutoff. Some Coh3 on the mission over there, and we've got mines in the centre there. Oh, no, it's not a mine. Well, it isn't. Just because mines so felt maybe.
Command points are available for use. Survival packages for Panzer crews have arrived. Smoke canisters have been
Centre pushing up here. Coh3 leading the way there with the Lancia Fiamme. Panzerjägers. Panzer Pioneer with grenade launchers advancing up north here. Some heavy fighting here between Theodosios and Stephenn, and Stephenn meanwhile, as all of this is happening here, is also grabbing the southern half of the map. So Stephenn really able to manage so many points here of contact.
A fuel point is being taken from
Was
us.
this managing map? Well played there. Got though here Theodosios quickly switching southwards, and sometimes needs punish Stephenn here for extending. Not, I think, a bad move at all there with Theodosios. If you can work out. Up north here though, Theodosios definitely in trouble. At the south side here, Ralph's quickly pushed back with 2 flamethrower tanks. And the assault ponies is certainly not hurting either. 250 happening up north.
Push up! Engage all
Can soon go for a Panther 3, though of course can also be tempted to go for the Stukas first, but there you go, Panzerkampf
300
right.
points remaining. Say again.
Thumbs up,
300
meanwhile,
points
down to
remaining.
less than 300 points versus Stephenn's 403. Mighty number.
Infantry, be ready to move.
Meanwhile, Panzer 3 there. Halfway done. Another first Panther is almost done. Stephenn, meanwhile, we're not seeing any tech yet. It might be that Steve's going to rely on the CHC rather than the ones, and there you go, Ralph, but they're being incinerated. But anti-tank to the rescue there, pushing back the tanks. Buying Stephenn there, of course, in the south. Precious moments. We've got Gray moving forwards.
We have 5 command points available.
Down the centre there, Coh3 there. He's trying to, but instead encounter the Greyhound and a mine, which unsurprisingly appears to be rather, well, ill.
Enemy forces have taken out.
Oh, and there you go, Pan fitting a mining. Great work, mining. Centre way up on the sea with the course. 2 thumbs up. Very much halting here. Theodosios' armoured assault there, and brings some gravel into that machinery. Meanwhile, Stephenn does take up. He got the war machine there prepared. He's going to go for buildable EC8s, just buildable Shermans. We'll have to see. Panther 3 there being fixed up. Theodosios isn't too far away from another Panther 3 either, so that of course would be quite handy. Again, sneaking in there. Almost lost the Italian tank there again here for Theodosios. Panther 3 is all the sorts out as well here. So many points again, sort of heating up. And as all this is happening, you get Stephenn striking at the northern field on their right side of opponent's base. Well played. Panther 3 coming in way too hard here, I think. Very aggressive play with no support. I think this might be a bit of misplay for Theodosios. Light tank. Oh, there's not light tank, something else getting knocked out there. It's about to be the Panther 3 though at this rate. Yup, lost the Panther 3 there. Massive blow here to Theodosios, and that is a big tactical win there for Stephenn. Not entirely went wrong there for Theodosios. I think he might just be paying attention here for some reasons of the Panther 3, which allows Stephenn to score easy hits onto the Panther 3 with the Greyhound. So yeah, that was definitely a very bad tactical engagement there for Theodosios. Massive tactical error, unfortunately, here for him. Definitely big tactical win there for Stephenn. Do get another Panther fleet, but losing his first Panther fleet like that, which is not really doing much there overall. Really, I think has put Theodosios a bit behind Stephenn, honestly. That's definitely, I think, something he needs to be a bit more mindful of. The Stephenn once more just swarming the entirety of the map here. Playing aggressive for map control, of course, there's soon. And as he's punished here, Theodosios versus error, he quickly exploits it. So there you go. EC8's buildable, seek and destroy. Theodosios, though, definitely feeling the pain here.
Territory lost! We do not hold any victory points. How
Picks up
could
the
this
L640.
happen?
There we go. Sherman EC for Stephenn. Brad Pitt is being summoned. The vessel has been prepared.
We have only 250 points remaining.
And it's the Panzerjägers.
You have problems, we have our...
Then following 23.
Ready on your work.
Very quiet here before the storm kicks off again. Theodosios definitely both needs to be more active, but he also needs to be very savvy about this, because Stephenn holds most of the cards right now. He's behind, in units, so while he definitely has to get in there, he also has to make sure he doesn't make another error like he did there.
Command points should be assigned at once.
More mines, and that's only one thing that's actually a big issue here for Theodosios. It's also still not fixing, which is he has no minesweepers. He ultimately grenade launcher, meaning he has no way of detecting any of Stephenn's mines. That's such, I think, an error here.
L640 has been taken.
Also, no 640 got none of the Greyhounds. Might lose the other one here to the EZ8. What's the 2 on the run here? I mean, got a pack for it called in. There's about to say he's probably going to need a pack for it to have a shot against Stephenn, but I mean, he really also need minesweepers. Stephenn, of course, from now he should just keep laying down mines. The more the better, I'd say.
Proximity alarm near ammunition point.
13-1-3. Going in again for the assaulters, popping out there. The half check for the Sturmgrenadiere, unleashing a torn at their close range.
Our capture point is being neutralized
The
by
infantry
the enemy.
versus vehicle KD ratio is definitely looking a bit spicy there, especially with the vehicle side.
Proximity alarm near our victory point.
So prepares an
Victory
accurate by
point under
Stephenn.
enemy control.
There we go, half track kaput. Packford 8 shoots whips. Greyhound they're dashing at it now here.
Territory sector out of
And the Panther
contact.
fleet isn't. Oh, it is kind of fixed up to assist it. So not looking spectacular here for Theodosios. As Stephenn keeps up his utterly rapacious attacks and his aggressive tactics. Always something to like to see. There you go. Panther going for the Greyhound. Striking hard with its 50mm gun. Germany's dashing up for the center. Needs to get that pack for the crew. Doesn't. Gets the Greyhound, but there's Germany's barreling right down at him. Pressure of Theodosios remains immense. He just bears down upon him.
For the victory point.
A barrel full of wombats.
The enemy has taken a victory point.
Keep firing!
204 is 4-3.
Taking fire from Panzers here!
Yeah, the pressure of Theodosios just is refusing to go away. He's doing a lot of lucky, obviously, but so far it's not quite enough.
Ammunition point is being neutralized by
Only
the
we're running
enemy.
the Glossatorium and not bad. And bunched up, so the flamethrowers are extra effective here. Since, well, keep in mind, flamethrowers aren't area effect weapons, so bunching up this as a flamethrower is a very bad idea. Even worse was multiple flamethrowers. There we go, another Sherman Easy for Stephenn. Theodosios could soon go for another Panzer III. He's also got the Pak 38 recruit, which is, I think, very necessary. Almost got the second Easy 8 down here. The pressure, though, on Theodosios continues to remain massive. 151 was 403.
Crossing the line.
Shots from the Panzerjägers.
We're taking casualties.
Back video with the Infantry further up north. What's Troy's hiding inside the half-track here. Theodosios may have some plans here versus Stephenn. And there goes second Easy out here for Stephenn.
Your distance.
Another Panther for Theodosios.
He's dead.
Shot there. Panther Theodosios takes massive turn. Packford lining up. Panzerjägers joining in. There's a lot of American infantry. The problem is the anti-tank weapons may struggle a bit, and the Panther may not be quite enough here to stop all of Stephen's men just marching straight down the main street of Pachino there. Here we see further forces in the south here getting pushed off. Theodosios once more feeling the hammer of democracy there being laid down against him.
Panzer III is awaiting orders.
And we got another Panther ready here for Theodosios. Stephenn now just refuses to let up. And the infantry gap is actually falling apart even as the vehicle gap is only growing here. The metrics here for Theodosios is down to look very concerning. Is the bit.
All victory points are under enemy control. We must act.
Doing what he can. Which is much. He gets out of there.
We are losing
So
grasp
Theodosios
on
here might be lining up
point.
for a push for the south now. Hopefully he can make it work. Honestly, at this point, it might actually be worth considering if Theodosios to consider like a flak 36 to help deal with the EC8 a bit more aggressively and the Greyhound. I don't know if he will go for it, but he could consider it.
100 points remain.
Less than 100 points left for Theodosios. It's definitely about time he gets in there and gets something done.
Territory sector lost.
Swinging with the Panda 3s here, half-track nearby, Saltburn is getting mauled. Shimmies rushing in, the Panzerjägers opening up on it. Almost got one of the Greyhounds, but got it.
75 points remaining.
Lost a half-track. I think it was the Panda 3, and certainly a Panda 3 for a Greyhound is a pretty bad trade-off. There was a mine there? We saw managed to miss it the first time around? That is incredible. Well, at least the Panda 3s are looking like they might actually survive this. For now. But yeah, the situation is not improving here for Theodosios so far, despite how firm he's putting in an effort here versus Stephenn. Stephenn is just refusing here to let go.
Our resources are stranded.
Probably going to check for the Pak 38. Simple approach here. And Theodosios lacks the forces to actually defend it. We do get Lightning arriving just in time here. Very close call. Very, very close call. And obviously, Infantry there because but he doesn't really have much need to like risk anything too heavily.
Our fuel point is being neutralized by the enemy.
Oh, did he actually call in a regular Sherman? So yeah, I did. Missed that in a sense. It's just too focused on like everything else. So 46 was for 96. Now they're attacking for Stephenn. How to being prepared for Theodosios. I don't think it's going to work out. At this point, we got another Panther 3 on the way. I mean, certainly not a bad choice, but I do also think, you know, Flak 36 might be handy too. And it's obviously nowhere near as mobile as a Panther 3. Pak 38 crew here just fighting fervently here in the increasingly blown out streets of Pachino here. There you go, good shot there from the Sherman Easy-8, smoke being deployed here. Further and further being squeezed back here, Theodosios' front line is shrinking. And there So Sherman rushing through now as well here. Stephenn is the offensive, charging into Democracy and Destroy active here. You see they get some good shots in there. Almost got the light tank, anti-tank cooldown here. Massive blows to Theodosios. Sherman is rushing through now here, attacking from several angles now. Really good push, and also I think fairly well pushed. Maybe parts of it could have been timed a bit better, like in the second wave of it. But maybe lost avoided losing the Sherman. But overall, I do think that was a pretty smart way of doing it. The 237, well played here. Theodosios, I think, you know, if he hadn't suffered those losses when he did, they're sort of like in the early mid game, I think he might have had a better chance there. But some of the losses he took there really hurt him. Particularly that first Panda Fleet was, I think, a critical blow there that made it very difficult for Theodosios to really get his foot back into that engagement on that match. So, hope you enjoyed the match. You'll learn something from it. This is Imperial Cheers, and see you all tomorrow for another exciting episode. Bye, everyone.